Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nersa binti Safwan. My number matrix is VB23038. So today I will present about Pareto analysis. Okay, next is what is Pareto analysis? Pareto analysis is a decision-making tool based largely on the 80-20 rules. So if we can see in 1906, Italian economist which is named Vilfredo Pareto discovered that 80% of the land in Italy was owned just 20% of the people in the country. The importance of Pareto analysis have the most scarce resource which is time in the area of solving problems. Okay, so as we can see, Pareto principle, which is 80% and 20%. So, what is 20%? 20% of the input, which is time, resource, effort, account for 80%, which is for output in result and awards. So the next is Pareto chart is a type of a chart that contain both bars and a line graph, which individual values are represented descending by order the bars. And as we know, Wilfredo Pareto in Italy engineering, sociologist, economist, political scientist, and philosopher, which formulated that has known the Pareto principle. So, what is a Pareto analysis? Pareto analysis, which is work on 80 over 20 rules, which is 80% is problem and 20% causes. And then problem and their causes are identified. And it helps individuals and business make effective and production decision. So, if we can see, we have to understand what is Pareto analysis, which is to understand the Pareto analysis, which is has 5 points. The first point, which is focus on vital few, and the principle state that a business that should focus on 20% of activities and generate 80% of result. And number two, which is prioritize tasks, focusing on the vital view, a few business and it can ensure that they can working on the most critical task first. And the third, identify problems, which is we can identify the 20% of activities that are causing that 80% of the problems. So for number four, use Pareto chart. Use to visualize data and identify the most critical area to focus on. And number five, continuously monitor and improve. By regularly analyzing data and identify the vital few, business can optimize the operation and achieve success. So we have to know how to perform a Pareto analysis. If you can see the chart, the frequency and cumulating the frequency and cumulative percentage, which is high, a little high, and then a lower for the frequency. So we can see the first is we have to identify the problem of the goal, which is clearly defining the issue you are trying to solve or the goal you wish to achieve. Whether it's increase sales, reducing defect, or managing your to more effective understanding and the objective the step first. And then number two, which is collect relevant data. Gather data that reflects the different elements contributing to the problem, include sales figure, customer complaint, defects, or tasks you perform during the day. It's important to collect enough data to see pattern and trends. And number three, sort and classify data. Once you have the data, sort it by frequency, size, and impact. For example, you have focusing on customer complaint, classify them by their category, and you have to identify which problem occur most often, which of customer bring in the most revenue. And then number four, create a Pareto chart. On the chart, the vertical axis represent and frequent or impact, while the horizontal axis lists the categories for causes. Okay, for number five, which is analyze and take action, which is after we creating the chart, and then we have to identify the vital few factor and responsible for the majority impact, which is 80% and 20%. Focus your efforts and improving the addressing this area. And number six, monitor and adjust, which is you have to regularly review your Pareto analysis to track the progress that you have, make adjust as needed. So for the next, which is application of Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis in business, which is we can apply many areas of the business. In project management, you can see it highlight the most critical tasks that have greatest impact on success. For sales, it help prioritize key account, top products, or high performing region to boost revenue and efficiency. And the next is Pareto analysis that is beyond business, which is Pareto principle can also be applied fields such as healthcare, which help identify the 20% of health issue and account for 80% of the medical costs. For education, it used to focus on the 20 teaching strategy that 80% of student learning outcomes. The versatile of Pareto analysis make it valuable tools in nearly every sector. Okay. For the next is a Pareto analysis in industrial, which is which company that use this Pareto analysis. The most used Pareto analysis, which is Toyota. Toyota used Pareto diagram in TQM, which is well-known company that effective as a causes Pareto diagram for TQM is Toyota. As the leader in manufacturing and quality control, Toyota applied the part its Toyota production system and use a learning manufacturing practice. And then the first pill of Jiroka, which is the first pillar Jurica, which is do structured automation with human touch, based on concept stopping immediately when abnormals and detect to prevent a defective product from by being improving into eliminate from the which is simple of a machine. For the second is the second pillar is JIT, just in time, based on concept of synchronizing production process, linking all plants and their production process in the continuous flow by making only what is needed and what is needed and the amount is needed. Which is we can see just in time and Jiroka here continuous a continuous improvement level of production stable Toyota way philosophy. Okay, for the next is how Toyota implement Pareto diagrams, which is we can use Pareto chart to identify most frequent defects and production. And the second, supplier quality control, the examine defect rates from different supplier, helping them to focus 20% of causing 80% of issue. Customer complaint handling Toyota, prioritize customer complaint using Pareto analysis. So the next is benefits of using Pareto analysis for inventory management, which is has three. The first one is identify the top 20% of products, and Pareto involved identifying the top 20% of product that generate 80% of revenue and streamline the inventory contract and ensure they have this critical item in stock. And second, prioritize inventory management effort, which is they have more use once a top 20% of product have been identified, company can prioritize the inventory management effort accordingly, setting up automated ordering system and implementing safety stock level and establish the points. And then number three, Pareto analysis, optimize inventory turnover, which is can also help company optimize the inventory turnover by identifying slow moving item that tying up valuable resource by reducing the inventory levels of this item or eliminating them altogether. Business can free up space and reduce carrying costs and improve the cash flow. So the conclusion is Pareto analysis is simple but powerful tools that help you focus on the most important issue. By identifying the small number of factors that cause the biggest problem of the result, you can have meaningful, more efficient using the Pareto principle, which is 80 over 20% rules, allow business to save time, reduce waste, and achieve better outcome with less effort. So that's all from me. Thank you.